So this is Joshua Ward with Z Changed Me, and we're doing the co-creation and the bliss stage. This is going to be number 5 out of the 5 stages of relationships. We have walked through each one of the steps 1 through 4, and this is 5 here. And so we really want to make sure you have a good understanding and the completeness and the depthness. If you want to check those out, please look at the description box below and look at my channel to look at for those videos. But just for summary, right? We have the first stage, which is the honeymoon or romance stage, when it's like gaga and goo-goo, and you have the phenylalanine and all these hormones, oxytocin, which is like your love drunk hormones that get you feel like the person is perfect. You look at all the positive things, you completely blur your boundaries, you do whatever you can to make it work. Then you go to the power struggle phase, which is you have two independent people trying to figure out how you can get the other person to do what they want them to. And so instead of fighting in situations, you move on, but it's a constant looking at, okay, I've done all these things individually to be able to run my life properly. You should do things how I do things, instead of breaking down, understanding the other person and trying to find where it can work, which moves into the stability phase. And that's when people start to realize, okay, I'm not perfect, you're not perfect, your policies and procedures that ran your life is not perfect, the policies and procedures that I ran are not perfect. And now let's understand, okay, let's listen to each other and try to figure out, can we actually make this stable? And how fast does it become stable? Because if bad things happen or something comes and problems in the relationship, it'll tilt the boat. But how long does it take us to get back? And each time the boat tips, it should get easier and easier and easier because you start to understand that person more and more and more. And then you have number 4, which is commitment. That's when you start to say, okay, I believe in this person. I believe that our ability to figure out problems and solutions. I choose you. Because there'll be times where I don't like you or really don't care for you. But because I choose you, I understand that we can figure out a way to get out of that slump into some more stability, which moves in number 5, the bliss stage. The bliss stage is when you get to a point where you've gone through these cycles. And when you think about you get to the bliss stage, you don't technically just stay there. You just know what it is, and it kind of cycles through. You'll go through another power struggle phase. You might be in bliss stage, and then you start having a kid, and you start all over and try to figure out, well, I have these policies on how I think of raising your kids, and well, you have policies on raising the kids, and then it's like, okay, we both have policies, we both have different viewpoints. You go back to stability phase. Kind of, you are in a commitment stage, so it's kind of like you go back to the power struggle, stability, bliss, and then you really just try to stay in the bliss as much as possible. But that's the bliss stage is when you have like so much belief in each other that you can start to build something together, like have a kid, or if you already had a kid, it could be things like starting a business together. But really, the focus is you start to realize that helping other people really brings joy. So finding ways to make the world a better place. They said the best way to actually handle depression and anxiety, a doctor once said, is like go across the railroad tracks, find somebody else in need, and then help them. By doing that, it'll make you feel good. So when you get to the point where you are good enough and stable enough, you can start to actually get out there and do things out for the world together. Again, the same caveats as the other stages. You don't want to forget the relationship. All right, always make sure you have date nights and things you keep the romance and intimacy alive, which doing something together will help you with that as long as you can continue to communicate. But it's really, the bliss stage it's slightly easy, and I looked online, there was like no real good information on it, and it's probably only like 2% of the people in the world actually get to the bliss stage. But if you can get there, it's really just a lot of peace, understanding, love, and you start to realize that you can really conquer anything. And so those are the 5 stages of the relationship. I mean, I was trying to figure out a way to make the bliss stage longer, but it really is not. It's just basically you work together, better for society, now that you understand your own crap. So, but final thoughts is like this video we went over a little bit of a recap of each stage, which a lot of the other videos will do that too, but really highlighting the bliss stage more in detail. And in the future videos, I'm gonna start doing attachment styles on how they affect different stages. I mean, sometimes they'll be in certain stages longer, or they'll have different tactics in different stages. And so we can go into more depth and be able to help people with the different attachment styles. But looking forward to it. I'm glad you're liking the videos. Please subscribe if you can, if you want to continue listening to more content. I'm going to do that, but also then I'm going to do different parenting styles down the road, which can probably help you with parenting. So channel is full of a lot of different things, but stay tuned to continue learning more to help on your growth and help on your family's growth. Till next time.